What is up, YouTube, and welcome to Behind the Wall, presented by Perky Jerky. I am Junior Nation 5788, as always, along with Thermite 917 and Kane Jr. 88. And yes, we are here to discuss yet again another race weekend, and this time it is Richmond, the final race before the playoffs start. The Federated Auto Parts 400 has concluded, and we have things to discuss. So let's get right into it with the race recap. Nick, fill us in.
All right, the first incident of the night was around lap 40. It was either the 34 or 38 car. It doesn't really matter which. They both suck. They cut a tire, went hard into the wall. Then a little bit after that, under green, out of nowhere, Kenseth was leading, and he slid the tires, trying to avoid, I think it was Danica Patrick, and he went up the hill, and they called a caution for it. They jumped on completely on that. Kyle Busch won Stage 1. Stage 2, Austin Dillon spun Danica Patrick. And on that caution, something occurred that will be talked about for quite a while, perhaps. An ambulance somehow ended up at the entrance to pit road. There was some miscommunication somewhere. We're going to talk a little more about it later. But that caused a big stack up. Kenseth ran into the Clint Boyer, and that ended his night. Fortunately, he still made the playoffs. Imagine if he didn't because of something stupid like that. But moving along, Martin Truex Jr. won another stage. He got Stage 2. Then the entire final stage went green until a caution for Derek Cope inside 10 to go. That was another caution that didn't really need to be. They just wanted some NASCAR drama. But that really did change a lot of things. Kyle Larson beat Martin Truex Jr. out of the road. Their pit crew was on top of things, and he also had a great restart and grabbed his 4th win of the year, his 5th in his career, and it was his first win on a non-2-mile track. And also on the last lap, Martin Truex got dumped by Denny Hamlin. Hamlin just locked up the tires, got on the splitter, had nowhere to go. Truex was right there, and the 78 slammed into the outside wall. A couple other notables. Joey Logano snuck into 2nd. It doesn't matter, though, because he needed a win to make the playoffs. He did not accomplish that. Ryan Newman came home 3rd somehow. He's gotten some lucky-ass finishes lately. Take it all the way back to when he won at Phoenix earlier this year. And Jimmy Johnson had his first top 10 in about 2 months. That guy has been struggling, having a non-Jimmy Johnson-like year. But hey, the playoffs are coming up. Who knows what can happen with them. And finally, Martin Truex Jr., regular season champion with 53 total playoff points. Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, regular season champions are awesome. Proud of him. Everyone should be proud of him. It's a big accomplishment. He got a trophy for it.
I'm happy for his guys.
I am too.
Yeah,
But he was not happy about it. He was pretty pissed off he didn't win the race and got wrecked. But hey, I think he'll be happy when he realizes he's probably going all the way to Homestead. Oh yeah, let's move on to race ratings. I'll go first. This one's kind of tough because some of the racing was really good. Even though there were long green flag runs, there was still some great racing out there. Not really for the lead except kind of the end of Stage 1 where Larson was trying to catch Kyle Busch. And then there was a lot of the crap with the ambulance and the final caution setting up more BS. So I'll give it, this might be even a little generous, but I'll give it a 3.5. I don't think I can give it much more than that. Tyler.
Well, I'll just save my rambling and description of what I thought of the race. You just heard it. So I'm actually going to give it a 4.5. I mean, there were points where it was solid. Even the finish had almost an entertainment factor, but you might have not given a shit. And then it was just such a clusterfuck, you didn't really feel that great about it. It was just whatever. Not the worst Richmond race I've ever seen, though. So I'll say that much. Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. I'm going to give it a 4. It definitely was not the worst Richmond race. It was definitely not the 2014 race where Keselowski led like 380-something laps. No, it was far from that. We had a bunch of different leaders. Yeah, obviously the whole drama of, who's going to make it, who's not going to make it, that played a factor into it. Obviously not just for those who are already locked in, but obviously those looking to get a win. And it was just a breath of fresh air, honestly, after the more boring races at Richmond that have been there lately. it was nice to see kind of the whole drama factor play a factor this time, and glad to see it.
Yeah, I might have been a little harsh now that with all you mentioned, but moving on.
We are gonna move on. So now this week's topics. Well, they might be a little bit late considering they kind of happened last week, but NASCAR media was a little bit slow on getting all the facts around. So now that we have all of them, it's time to discuss. We're going to first start off with the Subway dropping the sponsorship of Daniel Suarez. It was very weird because they've only sponsored a couple races this year. They obviously reduced their sponsorship from what they used to have with Carl Edwards. They still had one race left to use for their sponsorship for the season, and they just decided, oh, we're going to go ahead and terminate our partnership. But it wasn't for a very good reason. The dumbass reason they gave was because Daniel Suarez apparently handed out donuts during a race weekend, Dunkin' Donuts specifically, 2 months ago. And now all of a sudden they're just using it as a reason to bail out on sponsorship. This was one of the things that pissed me off so bad. It pissed all of us off, honestly. So I just don't get it. I want to punch Subway in the fucking face.
Yeah, it's just a stupid excuse to get out of the sport. Suarez, obviously, he's no Carl Edwards. I mean, Edwards is an amazing spokesperson, always in shape, the perfect candidate for Subway. But Suarez was probably the next best thing. He was doing a great job, did some commercials. He's a young up-and-coming driver. I don't understand why they would just want to leave, and for that reason. I mean, Subway's not even a competitor. Wait, which one did I start with? Subway's not even a competitor to Dunkin' Donuts. Really? You can't have one donut? Are you saying Jimmy Johnson never went into Home Depot to buy something? I don't know. You got to be loyal to your sponsors. It's a business, I know. But it's just ridiculous to just completely overreact about a little thing like this.
The fucking guy was handing out donuts. What were they, to fans or something? Like,
it might have, and it was like with NBC too. So like they were in on it. They didn't think anything of it. Who would?
Exactly. Again, I'll repeat it for dramatic effect. He was handing out free donuts. Are you fucking kidding me, Subway? Really? Really?
I know. Look, and you said yourself, you want to punch somebody in the face, go fucking punch Jared Full while he sits in his, he rots away in his jail cell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but seriously, this has got to be the stupidest reason for dropping a sponsor I've ever heard. All right, and besides, and what really hurts is Suarez is a generally nice dude. Why would you not want to sponsor him? Why? So for handing out free donuts is now a cardinal sin for NASCAR drivers. Okay, lesson learned. Not.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, I want to jump back into what Nick said about them basically just wanting to get out of the sport. I really believe that's the truth. And what pisses me off additionally is that they just couldn't be truthful about it. If that's really the case, what's hard with the truth? The truth honestly would have been easier to accept and understand than this stupid half-ass reason they gave. Like, are you kidding? Like, you think people are going to be, like, on your side or understand you by giving a bullshit excuse? No. No.
The truth will set you free.
And the truth shall set you free.
I don't get it. Like, seriously, whoever decided to not only drop Suarez, but give the excuse, seriously needs to be taken into a barn and have the piss beaten out of him. You're a fucking douchebag. I'm just saying. It's not,
Yeah.
And again, to continue to clarify, it's not that you're dropping him. It's the reasons you gave and the fact that you couldn't be truthful. Be a decent human being. I'm sorry that's so much to ask for. It's just,
Yeah.
you're fucking crooked, Subway. Seriously, I'm serious. I will not fucking eat Subway. Fuck you. I don't even like your goddamn subs that much anyways. I'll go somewhere
Anyone want
else.
some Jimmy John's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, Subway is way too overpriced. Yeah. Give me Jimmy John's. Give me Jersey Mike's. Give me Firehouse subs any day of the week. I'll take that over Subway.
Fuck you, Subway.
Yeah.
I'll get my flatbread
God
somewhere
damn it,
else.
Subway!
God damn it, Subway!
Damn it, Subway!
Bitch!
Bitch!
Bitch. Let's move on.
Let's move on. Now, the second topic for the week is also a very interesting one. During the Southern 500 at Darlington, there was an incident between AJ Allmendinger, Matt DiBenedetto, and Cody Ware was also involved. Now, the camera work didn't do a very good job, but it basically looked as if it was AJ Allmendinger and Matt DiBenedetto, and Cody Ware simply stopped. Well, that wasn't quite the case. Apparently, DiBenedetto and Cody Ware, they made some contact or whatever, and that sent Cody Ware out of the race for the remainder of the night. Just another incident. You didn't really think anything of it. An hour after the race ends, apparently there was a little interesting Twitter conversation where Cody Ware all of a sudden just decides to lose his shit, and, well, the screenshots say it all. He all of a sudden started calling Matt DiBenedetto a cheater on his wife, and basically just saying that he's nothing but full of infidelities. He's a scandalous asshole over an incident on the racetrack. What the hell? First of all, who the hell is Cody Ware? I know him because I'm a diehard NASCAR fan, and I just so happen to know most everybody on the fucking racetrack, regardless of how shitty they are. But seriously, who the hell is this guy? He's like he's a 21-year-old asshole. We're all older than him, and he just, I mean, come on. Like, what was that?
I know it. And then, in all of this, like, we thought maybe he was hacked and someone else stole his Twitter account or something, because, like, 2 other Cody Ware accounts come out after that. And it turns out, like, at the end, it was him the whole time, and he did apologize, so it just proves he just spazzed out and had a meltdown. It was just so out of nowhere, just for a little incident on the track. Like, yeah, I know you're working hard and everything, but to just go crazy like that, I mean, that's really not going to help your one, Bubba Burger $50 sponsor or whatever.
George Spoonington. Oh, you can't forget about
George
Mr. Spoonington.
Nope.
Yeah, George. Can't forget about George Spoonington. His dad's probably not too happy because he owns the car or whatever. It's so, it's just so weird. Like, me and Tyler were watching this happen live on Twitter, and just a new tweet would come out, and it would make everything even more confusing. And it made our night, but yet we were a little terrified. So.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I mean, I just can't believe what happened. I mean, as far as to what he said and the truthfulness of it, nobody but he, obviously, and DiBenedetto really know. And it doesn't really matter. It's nothing more than just a bunch of drama anyway. If it is true, then that's their own shit to deal with, and they need to fucking deal with it on their own sweet time. It doesn't really matter. And it doesn't even need to be talked about. Who gives a shit? Seriously.
I know. DiBenedetto's done a good job. He hasn't mentioned it in any way.
No.
That's what you got to do.
He's totally avoided it, and maybe that shows a sign of just how much bullshit it really was. And Cody Ware was just trying to stir the pot for no reason, just being dramatic again, high school dramatics. It basically, honestly, Cody Ware looked like a 17-year-old girl on Twitter. It was pathetic. Seriously, doing nothing but just talking like a bunch of bullshit. And to be honest, most things 17-year-old girls say are complete bullshit and totally not truthful. So it would not surprise me in the slightest if that's all it was. Basically he was going, Matt DiBenedetto hit me in turn 3, and my car had to stop, and my piece of shit wagon couldn't go anymore. Fuck him and his little slut ass.
Yeah. DiBenedetto would be like, say you're sorry, Cody Ware. That wasn't very nice. I'll say you cheated on your wife.
Bitch!
Bitch! Yeah, fuck Cody Ware, man. He's not getting. That's about the best he's gonna get ride-wise, because he ain't getting anywhere else but there.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, after this whole stunt, yeah, nobody's gonna hire him for a better ride.
He doesn't even have a career. He's just basically somebody who's there. He's a slot filler for his dad's team, where he's like, okay, we can't find anybody this week. Even B.J. McLeod was too busy stuffing his face with the Bubba Burger. We need you to drive this week. And he's just like, okay, Dad.
Yeah. Like, I've never heard him come up through any kind of ranks. He just appeared in Cup one day.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
I didn't even like when he made his first start earlier this year. I'm like, why? Like Timmy Hill couldn't have done it.
At least I can respect Timmy Hill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Timmy Hill's actually cool, and he can do the job, just like most anybody else who's a fucking back marker. They understand and they know their role. And I'm not saying Cody Ware couldn't do it either. I don't think he's really caused many problems on the track, but he all of a sudden throws a big old fit like that after one incident on the fucking track. Like, come on, dude. You clearly have zero maturity. So congratulations, you're a fucking tool bag.
He makes Kyle Busch look like an angel. Let's just leave it at that.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that, but I can say for one thing is Kyle Busch certainly wouldn't do that.
It's
He
not the
wouldn't go
cry
that
for
far.
attention.
No.
Yep.
Fuck you, Cody Ware.
God damn it, Cody Ware.
Damn it,
Cody Ware! And now it's time to hand out some awards for the Richmond race weekend. Starting off, the classic boner of the week, and that goes to NASCAR's move with the ambulance. The ambulance gets the boner of the week, son of a bitch. I don't even understand what happened, who made the call, because first of all, the caution had come out. It clearly wasn't, they weren't ready for the pit road to be open. So that's why not only does it go to NASCAR, but it goes to whoever the hell was in the ambulance too. I mean, like, he was just stopped right there. And what was he doing there? Why did he need to come out? Like, why? Where? Seriously, I'm stuttering my words because it is so confusing as to why the ambulance was there, parked at the entrance of pit road, and he fucked Matt Kenseth's night. He was running solid, and potentially could have cost him a playoff spot. Not to mention Clint Boyer was also ran into and got some pretty significant damage on the rear of his car and hampered his night again for no reason and through no fault of his own. Absolutely terrible decision making. Easily the boner of the week. Maybe the boner of the year. I'm going that far. That's how stupid this was. Damn you, ambulance.
God damn it, ambulance.
Damn it, ambulance.
Damn it, ambulance. Next award.
All right, and our next award is the Straight Jacket Award. And that also, once again, goes to NASCAR, but not for the ambulance. No, it involves Matt Kenseth, but it's for the stupid bullshit caution they flew when Kenseth got on the brakes and created a bunch of smoke like he spun out to avoid hitting Danica Patrick. Really? Matt kept the car under control. He didn't even spin out. He just landed on the brakes. What the fuck? You need to throw a caution for that? I mean, that's even worse than a bullshit debris caution. What the hell, NASCAR? You must be freaking crazy. I mean, the ambulance stunt was bad enough, but this too? Come on, man. But that's not all, because we have another Straight Jacket Award.
And that also goes to NASCAR for another BS caution. This one came inside 10 to go when Derek Cope got a little bit high on the track, kind of barely brushed Truex, was solidly going to win another race, and it was not meant to be because the caution flew. Larson beat him out of the pits and won the race while Truex proceeds to get wrecked by Denny Hamlin. So NASCAR, you must be crazy again because you cost Truex a win and manipulated the outcome because you wanted a little bit of drama, which I thought you were trying to avoid by not calling as many debris cautions. So what are you doing there?
Assholes!
Assholes! Everybody! Assholes!
Thank you,
Yeah.
Kane.
And our next award is a set of cigars. Tyler, take it away.
Yes, the first cigar has to go to Travis Mack. After Greg Ives got suspended for 2 lug nuts being loose last week at the end of Darlington, Travis Mack, the car chief of the 88 team, came to the rescue, and, they had nothing to lose. They were in a terrible compromised position, obviously through their horrible luck and shitty runs throughout the entire year. They needed a win, absolute Hail Mary, and they came up short, unfortunately, but they ran a really solid race. not only was the car properly prepared, they made adjustments on it all night. Dale kept getting better, and the communication between him and Travis Mack was pretty damn good. So, you know, for his very first race as a crew chief, he did pretty solid, and he should be commended for it. 13th isn't reflective of where they should have finished. They could have probably finished in the top 5. Hell, potentially even won the race if things had worked out with caution fall, but they did not, and it was not meant to be. However, great job. You deserve a cigar. Next cigar.
The next cigar, it's already been said a couple times, but it's going to go to the 42 pit crew for basically winning Kyle Larson the race. You know, you say all the time in NASCAR, pit crews are just, you know, they can do as much as the driver. That it got him to victory lane. That's all there was to it. Larson was there most of the race. He almost won stage 1. I forgot kind of where he fell to after that, but he started making a little bit of a comeback. And then that BS caution flew, and the pit crew saved the day, giving Larson his first win on a non-2-mile track and his 5th of his career. This will be a good momentum boost going into the playoffs. This is his first win since the second Michigan race. So I wouldn't say he was on a slump, but he wasn't really contending for wins very much lately. So this will kind of help him a little bit, and a good job for the pit crew, because usually it's those Toyotas that get the job done, but this time it was the Chevy team for Target Chip Ganassi. And now, woo! And it is time once again for the crying towel. Kane, what do you got?
Well, while I was perusing Twitter before the race today, I came across an article from NASCAR's Reddit page with the title that our good pal Austin Cindric was competing in Global Rallycross this weekend, just 1 week removed from his first career victory in the Camping World Truck Series last week up in Mosport. Well, in addition to that, it said that he, quote, completely cleaned out points leader Scott Speed in one of the heats, and Speed was absolutely livid. Well, there's a shocker. Didn't he just do the same thing to our good pal Kaz Grala just a week before? Well, guess what? Jeff Gluck called him out on that bullshit by saying, oh, he cleaned out the leader. And what does Austin do? He says, way to take a cheap shot, Jeff Gluck, with zero backstory. Going for the choker, wasn't even racing Scott Speed, who was P2, by the way. Just a mistake. You know what a mistake is, Austin Cindric? You getting in a car every week! Oh, Austin Cindric, you son of a bitch! You think you're so big and bad because your daddy is the president of Team Penske? Well, guess what? I don't care that you're practically guaranteed a ride there next year or week after that or whatever. You're still a sorry snowy sticker son of a bitch for wrecking Kaz Grala last week. And I know you guys can't stand him either. What have you got to say? Oh my God. God damn it, Austin Cindric. Bitch.
I mean, the last thing you want to do after completely taking out the leader in a truck race is go to a one-off Global Rallycross race and take out the points leader. I don't care if it's a mistake. You just should not be touching any cars right now in another series. I mean, it's bad enough you have to do it in trucks, but oh man, that's just another boneheaded move. There was so many options for the boner this week, but we had to just split it up. And Cindric, you get the freaking crying towel. Get your Fitzgerald glider, kids.
Get the Fitzgerald. No, but seriously, Austin, are you kidding me, dude? Like, you were in way over your head, and again, you're obviously unapologetic. Because that was the first thing you do. You went to defend yourself instead of just talking about just saying straightforward, hey, yeah, you're right, it was my fault. I did clean him out, and it was a mistake, and that's what happened. Because if you look at what Jeff Gluck said, he just said, oh, apparently, because he saw the Reddit article, and he alluded to it. because that's basically what it looked like. And it is. He cleaned him out. Look at the damn replay. I mean, come on, dude. And just, like I said, to be unapologetic and act the way you're acting, you're in over your head, you're fucking chucking your cock in there like you're fucking super dick. Come on, man. God damn it.
God damn it, Austin Cindric!
I was apologetic after I hit your stupid ass on the street last year. I mean, come on, man. You even offered me some of your dinner. And Isaac politely said no. What the hell happened to that kid? Come on,
You should have
Austin.
taken his dinner.
I didn't want to take his dinner. Me or my girlfriend didn't want to take his dinner. Jesus Christ. It was a very bad situation. I felt like a stupid ass. I wanted a dunce hat. But now he needs to get the dunce hat. You big crybaby.
All done.
Yeah, we're done.
That was good. We went from wanting Cindric to get his first win to this.
And the fact of the matter is, this has been such a dramatic change. I mean, because think about it. In the middle of the race, we're going, oh man, I can't believe that happened to Austin Cindric. And then he does what he did, and then now he's just fucking public enemy number 1.
Yeah.
Or maybe 2, or maybe tied for 1 with Cody Ware.
Yeah.
No, actually, no, it's a 3-way tie for public enemy number 1 in NASCAR right now. It's Cody Ware, Austin Cindric, and the driver of the ambulance.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Oh, boy. Well, we don't have the best paint schemes of the week because, well, first of all, Darlington can't be topped. And there really wasn't a whole lot of new stuff out there this week, except for the copy and paste American Red Cross stuff, but it wasn't really impressive anyways. But let's laugh at a funny paint scheme that we did not like earlier this year. Chase Elliott's Mountain Dew car. Ha ha! Ficus!
Yes.
Fuck you, Mountain Dew.
Wow, look at that green.
Whoa, look at that black and light green and darker green and red. So sexual.
Holy cow!
Holy
crappy
moist.
Crappy designs turned us on, apparently.
All right, let's recap the fantasy quickly from Richmond. And first off, I picked Eric Jones, my wild card pick. He ran really great tonight, and he did actually get me the fantasy win. 43 points overall and a 6th place finish. Nick comes home in second with 39 points after picking Kyle Busch, who finished the race in 9th. Kane finishes third with 32 points after picking Denny Hamlin, who finished the best of all of us, but his stage points didn't add up. He got 5th place. And Damani, typical Damani fashion, again, we just the same standardized results every week, finishes dead last after picking Ryan Blaney, who had it's not a great night. He finished 18th place. Damani, your turn to go first. Oh, wait! That same running gag. You didn't give us your pick. You're going last. But before we get into picks, let's talk a little bit of points because this was obviously the last race before the playoffs. So let's take a look at the points update here. And to close out the regular season, Nick in regular season championship form is your winner with 843 points. I am finished second, 1 point behind him. Are you kidding me? You bastard. But it was a great race. That was incredible. By just 1 point, Nick gets the regular season title. Kane finishes in third with 782 points. And Damani, who obviously joined late, but still managed to suck for a while, finishes last with 539 points. So we're going to go ahead and level off the standings at 1,000. But we're going to add on some bonus points. With Nick winning the regular season championship, he'll start with 15. So that means he has 1,015, and I'm going to get 1,010, 1,007 for Kane, and 1,005 for Damani. So that's how we're going to go ahead and start off the playoffs. And so we're not going to do the rounds or anything like that. We're basically going to play it like a classic Nextel Cup chase. Play it straightforward, 10 straight weeks. Whoever has the most at their homestead is your champion for our Behind the Wall Fantasy Challenge. So, Kane, since you finished third, we're going to let you go first. So who is your pick to win Chicago?
Well, he has been strong all year long on mile-and-a-half tracks, and he is, well, simply put, he's been the driver to beat every damn week. I am going with Martin Truex Jr.
Yes! Yes!
He's the defending race winner here, and, well, if his performance at Chicago's sister track, Kansas Speedway, is any indication, I think he'll get the job done again this year. So Martin Truex Jr.
All right, Nick, who is your pick?
I am going to go with Kevin Harvick.
Oh, hell no!
He almost won a couple of years ago until contact with Jimmy Johnson put him out of the race. But he's one of those drivers that always steps up under pressure, and it's time now. There's no more waiting, no more working on your stuff. You got what you got, and I think he's the driver to pull it off. So, yeah, Tyler.
I'm going to go Kyle Larson.
Where's my snack pack? You know I like snack pack. Why can't you just give me a snack pack?
He obviously just got done winning the night at Richmond. Kind of lucked into it just a little bit, but he was still very competitive as he has been all season long. 4 wins on the season. He's definitely going to get a couple more, I believe, throughout the chase. It's a mile-and-a-half track. They've been strong here too. Now that he's kind of broke his little string of of winning the 2-mile tracks, he's competitive here, and he could have won here a couple of years ago. Didn't get it done, but it's chase time. They got a lot of momentum. Come on, I really don't even have to explain it. I am just for purpose, but yeah, Kyle Larson's coming out swinging. He's gonna sling dick
With my dick!
all over Chicago and get the win.
Here's hoping Nick and I don't get slapped by that dick.
Oh God!
Holy cow!
Holy cow!
I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't even know why I said it.
And Damani, here's his selection.
Goddamn.
I got pissed on me! What an asshole! Alright!
This has been another episode of Behind the Wall presented by Perky Jerky. We hope you 10 viewers enjoyed it. We gotta start knowing your name so we can send you some cool stuff like shirts and stuff. But anyway, for DeMonte HD, he is lost and will probably continue to be for the foreseeable future. For Tyler, Middleburg 1, Junior Nation 5788, I'll throw all his names in there because that's what he likes to do because he's a scrub and has too many accounts. He pre-ordered NASCAR Heat 2. I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. He also sucks at Pocono Pit Road exits. For Kane Jr. 88, I will see him next week at Chicagoland. Hope he doesn't drink too much because he has to drive me home. And for myself, Thermite 917, I too pre-ordered NASCAR Heat 2, so I don't know what's wrong with me either, but hopefully it's a fun game. And I will be seeing Kane at Chicagoland Speedway because that's how things work. If he sees me, I probably see him. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. So thank you for listening, and see you next time.
Came with the old shut your shit, Kane.
Shut the fuck up, Kane!
Ryan Newman. Ryan Newman. Shut up, we're done! You were too late. Can't get it ready again.
Alright, yeah, that's right, because we also have another Straight Jacket Award!
And that one goes to the caution with, damn it!
Oh god, do I have to pull...
No, you don't
play it
have
again.
to.
You
It's an
screwed
edit.
me up the way you led up to it.
Sorry, I had to rewind back to the start again.
You guys should
Like-
go to Hooters and squeeze some hungers.
Yeah!
Evening,
Okay.
ladies. Tit squeeze.
Holy cow!
Holy cow.
I mean,
I mean,
but I mean, it.
Pero, ¿qué tú, gay? ¿Qué la